Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Max, with Silverhmmer. I'm back today with a YouTube video. Today, we're here with the post-production of my United States Championships, online championships, round 2 match against none other than the GOAT himself, Winner. And yes, what you are seeing on screen currently is, in fact, the exact setup I used against Winner. This was a live stream game on Fairway's channel. I'm going to be going ahead and leaving Fairway's channel in the description of this video. If you somehow don't know who he is, he's the GOAT of Stratego content. Literally a legend in the scene. Let's talk a little bit about what my thoughts were going into this game. First of all, before we even get into that, I obviously had a very adverse negative reaction because, spoilers, I did end up losing this game. As that's already public knowledge, obviously, as it was streamed on Fairway's channel, and the Shalom has already been updated if you are a part of the NASF server. I did lose this game. And we're going to talk about the setup here in just a second. I did have a very adverse reaction to having lost this game, mainly because I did not play very well. And that is why I'm making this video, because I'm not making this video because I think I had a good performance this game. I'm actually making this video for the exact opposite. I think I had a very poor performance for this game. And I want to go into my mindset as to why I elected to run a setup like this, what my thoughts were going into this game, and all of the stuff in between. Okay. Number one, for those of you who aren't insanely familiar with Winner, I'll also leave his channel in the description of this video as well. He is also a Stratego content creator. He doesn't post as much as, say, like me or Fairway, but he does post. Okay? And for those of you who are, again, who are unfamiliar with him entirely, he is currently the #1 rated player in the world, online at least. I don't know how he would stack up live and like over the board play, but online, most people, without a shadow of a doubt, pretty much consider Winner to be the #1 rated player on the world right now. He is currently the #1 rated player on Strategis, which is another site we play Stratego on. And he doesn't have an insanely high ranking on this site, but honestly, if he just played more and put in more effort on this site, he probably would be the #1 rated player, especially considering Napoleon is the #1 rated player on this site, and Napoleon is only like 30th, I think, on Strategis. So, with that being said, I got matched up with him. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while now, you will know that I am not necessarily a particularly strong player. I have always put myself, especially within the last few years, in the middle of the pack. You know, not a beginner, newcomer level, slightly better than intermediate, but that's pretty much where it ends for me. I consistently rank about halfway up, maybe slightly more than halfway up on the Strategis leaderboards. I'm almost diamond on this site, like halfway through plat, basically on this site. I'm definitely not a shitter, but I'm definitely not his level, okay? So that was my mindset going into this. I got paired up with him for round 2, and I immediately thought, okay, I'm not going to record this game. I need to be locked in as much as possible. We decided to play Monday night, which I don't know when this video is going to be going up, but it's not going to be Monday night. And I made some setups. There was actually a few other options I could have gone with other than this one, but for some reason I elected with this one. Let's go over why I chose this one. I knew that if I went for 100% standard blank check, you know, my normal play versus Winner, I lose 100 out of 100 games. And that's not because I discount myself. I understand I've had some decent games in my time. I've beaten some very high-level players. I have beaten players of the caliber of Zach21 before. If you know who Zach21 is, I do have a win against Zach21. I can't remember if it was a tournament game or just a regular ranked game. I have beaten some other strong players. And I've had some very close games with some other top players, like including Fairway and some other people. So I'm not an absolute scrub, but Winner is just simply on a different level. And he knows how to convert information. He knows how to convert material. He knows how to convert everything. He just knows how to play a very, very solid risk-averse game of Stratego. So I went into this setup going, he knows my play. He knows I'm a very casual, like not casual, but he knows I'm a very standard player. So I'm going to run a setup that's not standard at all. We have a bombed off side, which I never do, which I didn't think he would expect from me. Although this side of the board doesn't even come into play this game. We'll see that in a minute. I went for 3 bombs in the center here, which is very unstandard, very unlike me. I never do this. High flag. I was hoping he would just discount this as a bomb early on. That's why I moved a lot of pieces around it to kind of sell that this was a bomb, and he would just never think about it again. The corner kernel, again, this is just a mistake. Obviously, you never want to run a corner kernel for pretty much any reason like this, especially with it being this far out of the game. Literally, I was just hoping I was going to grab a late game major with that if we got to a late game. Spoilers, we did not get to a late game. My Marshal and General are very forward with a couple captains. The idea was that I'm going to pressure him extremely hard in the center, which he wouldn't have expected from me. And I'm going to cause a lot of disruptions. And hopefully I convert an early game material advantage into a winning end game, because he's going to get desperate and maybe hit some bombs that he doesn't expect from me with some other pieces, and then I can maybe convert that to a win end game. Because again, once again, I knew that if I played a very standard game against him, he just outplays me 100 out of 100 games in a row. Okay, he's a better end game player than me. He's a better information player than me. He's a better everything player than me. I had to go for tricks. However, I will say I think I went for too many tricks. Okay. And sometimes it's better for you to just try to focus on playing a really good game of Stratego rather than going for tricks. And that was what I learned in this game here. Okay, I've done yapping. If I missed anything, I'm sorry. But let's kind of go over into this game. And we'll kind of just let it play for the first few moves. Obviously, I'm very aggressive here with my captains. In the beginning. And again, I moved on this side again to kind of make it seem like I don't really have a whole lot going on over here. I moved a lot of pieces because I wanted him to feel like this is just like this couldn't be my flag then. Like that was the idea. I hit with a lot of captains here. We're trading a lot of captains. And I come up with a scout. And he hits me with another captain. So there's his 4th captain. Okay. So the game is pretty even at this point. He doesn't really know a lot for me. I don't really know a lot for him. I've moved a lot of pieces on this side. I haven't exposed anything yet. He's exposed a 4th captain. Whatever. Move my Marshal over, and I continue with my plan. I want to be very aggressive. I grab an early game lieutenant. He moves back. I pressure. I keep moving into the setup, and he hits me with the scout. This is obviously not great. Getting your Marshal found out for a scout is not ideal. I should have, looking back, if I really wanted to commit to this style of attack, I should have just pushed my Marshal in. But I instantly got scared because I think, what if he has a spy here? And that was so ridiculously not smart, because the whole premise of this attack is that he doesn't expect me to Marshal blitz in the center at all, and he's not going to have his spy nearby. You cannot always assume that your opponent is perfectly ready for you. Now, obviously, this is a tournament game. You're supposed to not take as many risks. But again, I already went into this game knowing that I don't have a good chance to outplay him. I just need to get an early lead and don't let him... Like, I literally had it in my brain that I don't want to let him get his pieces where I want them to be. I'm going to reveal my big pieces early. He's going to be caught off guard. He's not going to expect that from me, and I just need to take. And just, if I run into trouble, I run into trouble. I take with the captain instead, which isn't ideal, but it ends up working out because he doesn't have a piece there. I take another scout. Great for me. And he moves out with this piece, and I hit this piece. I find a bomb. Right away, as soon as I find this bomb, I think, okay, I'm putting my entire setup into getting that bomb diffused and hitting this piece. That was my only goal. But then I realized I have all my miners on the back rank. A huge error. I should have had one freaking miner up here somewhere so that I can rush it up there with the support of my 2 biggest pieces. So as soon as I realized that, I'm like, oh my god, I made a setup error. Because as you can see, I'm coming for my miner. So I'm coming in because I really want to get to this bomb. Again, I know nothing about his setup. I don't care, though. The idea is to really quickly attack in the center. But because I didn't have my miner ready, now he has all his pieces where he wants them. And he does an exceptional job with his general here, okay? He does a really good job with his general because he can literally just 2-square his general and disallow any other pieces to come in. And he probably has a spy nearby. He just disallows me to kind of do anything here with my pieces in the center, and I'm continuing to allow him to get his pieces where he wants them to be, which is a horrible, horrible mistake from me. And again, now I'm just kind of shuffling. I was hoping that this was maybe a spy somehow, and he made a mistake, but of course it's not. And now he's moving his general on this side to kind of clean up all of these pieces. He hits down with the lieutenant. I obviously grab it. And now we're moving back with the Cardinals. He doesn't even take the sergeant, which I thought was a little weird. Doesn't take the minor. And he comes up here, and I think he trades off generals. And he probably can, because now he has his his spy over here at this point, probably. I continue with my plan to bring up the minor. But again, it's all too late. This wasn't my biggest mistake of this setup, but like I should have had the minor up closer, bro. This was easily the biggest mistake of the game. It's so easy for that to be his marshal, and it was. Now I'm just down a full colonel. I honestly wasn't even doing that bad until this move right here. Okay, now I'm just down a full colonel, and against winner, that's just not. It's almost basically unrecoverable. Okay. And being down the full colonel, I can't trade off my marshal, so of course I back this up. He scouts it just to ensure that it's not my spy, and now I've lost my minor push. So that minor's dead, and now my entire attack is just dead. Because that mistake is all it takes. Against a top player like Winner, there's just no recovering. His colonels are extremely powerful now, and there's no reason not to activate them, especially given my marshal. And as you can see, there's just no reason for him not to activate his colonels, right? And this is why you don't bomb off sides. I can't even come over here on this other side and start attacking, because this never even became a factor in the game. Now we're basically in the mid-game. This hasn't even been a factor because there's been no reason for him to have this be an issue. Okay? And now this major's just dead. It's 2 squared. This spy has moved. And there's really no reason for him not to just come in and take all my shit. And he obviously goes for that. I try to like sneak this by. But again, it's just the other colonel. And now I'm just kind of dead in the water. He takes my major, going for tricks here, hoping that he comes in and be aggressive with this with his marshal. But again, there's really no reason for him to do that. I try to save the spy. I literally throw away another major, which is just a huge blunder. Huge, huge blunder just to keep up this trick with the spy. I should have just thrown the fucking spy away. It's not going to work. Trade it off and maybe try to push some colonels up, or majors up to get something. That's what I should have done in hindsight. But again, another mistake I made. And now we're down 2 majors and a colonel versus winner. You're just never going to win that game. Never in a million years you're going to win this game. I don't even know why he backed this up. He should have just taken it. And again, I'm just not committing to the attack. Like, I literally almost got the scenario that I wanted, and I just don't commit to the attack. It doesn't make any sense. And so now I'm just losing the spy to a scout. And I run the marshal over here to Lotto. Because I'm just down 3 big pieces, and there's just no compensation, and I'm just never in a million years going to recover from this. So I grab the known sergeant. I Lotto down. Luckily, it's not a bomb. And I Lotto to the right and run into a bomb. And on this move, on 235, I decide to resign the game. As there is nothing left to be done in this position. Listen, I'm going to go on here and say this is the worst game of Stratego I've played in a very long time. And it didn't have to be. There was multiple moments in this game where I could have made better choices. I didn't use my time either. I didn't use my time at all. I didn't slow down. I didn't have to move that colonel over. That was a huge mistake. I rushed a colonel in when I didn't know his marshal. Okay, I didn't have to put this colonel in the corner. I didn't have to put all my minors in the back rank. Should have had one up front for literally the strategy that I thought I wanted to go for. Shouldn't have just sacrificed a major for free. That was stupid to preserve the spy bluff. He's not going to fall for it. Should have just traded off and moved in with some majors and tried to get some compensation and counterplay. But instead, I end up spiraling quickly because this is winter and he's going to beat me. My advice to you from this game, from me, is, Winter's one of the best players in the world, sure. But guess what? He did not really have to try that hard in this game at all because I didn't force him to try hard. I literally essentially handed him the win. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to give Winter his cake here and give him his flowers because he let his being one of the top players intimidate me to the point where I literally self-destructed on my setup, my fundamentals, and just my overall game sense and just everything. Now, had I played a normal game against Winter, would I have lost? Realistically, probably, yes. He's a better player than me, hands down. Would I have lost, though, down at the end of the game, down the Marshal, a Colonel, and 2 majors, and a Captain? No, I don't think so. I played games against Winter where I'll never say I had a close game with him, but it was a very slight win for him. I've gotten it to that point before. I mean, maybe he would disagree. I don't know. I haven't played him in a long time, honestly. This is the first game I've had with him in probably a year or so. But again, don't let someone's prestige or their ranking or their ELO intimidate you into where you play like an absolute fool. So if you learn anything from this video and you learn anything from me, don't play like a fool just because someone's higher rated than you. You don't have to go for these tricks. I mean, look at all the clerical errors. I didn't get any counterplay on the side where I could have maybe picked up some pieces because my side was bombed off. A huge Stratego malpractice error. I put a Colonel in the corner for cheeky tricks. Didn't even get to that part of the game. I put all my miners in the back rank when I literally was trying to go for a quick wedge defusal. Just missed that part of the setup. Stupid flag placement. Dumb bomb placement. Not committing to the plan when I even make it. Just because now I'm starting to second guess myself. You can't play Stratego like that. If you want to get better, you just have to go with your plan sometimes. It's okay to evaluate, readjust. I didn't use my time. I played horrible fundamentals, terrible game sense. And I was not on my A game. I can list all the excuses in the world here. Like I was having a bad day, which I honestly was. Things are just kind of crazy right now, whatever. But he did not have to try this game. The moral of the story that I really wanted to share is he didn't have to try because I didn't make him try. I gave him this win on a silver platter. And I'm not trying to say that as like he's not a good player. He's a great player. But it didn't have to be that easy for him. I could have made him work for it a little harder. And I just shit the bed. So, learn from me by doing not this. Again, I'm going to leave Winner's channel and Fairway's channel in the description of this video. I need you to go over there and watch both their channels. Go ahead and subscribe to both of them if you haven't already. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like and subscribe if you did. I am looking forward to round 3. I'm fine now, I guess. I was very upset with myself with how I played this game, but in Stratego, you can't dwell on stuff. Shit happens. We make mistakes. We move on. All right. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Like I said, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Later.